On a scorching summer day in July 1187, the fate of the Holy Land was decided on a dusty plain near an extinct volcano. There, the mighty Crusader armies faced the tactical genius of a warrior king who would become a legend, Sulah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, or as the West calls him, Saladin. The road to Hattin. Background buildup. For nearly a century, the Crusader kingdom of Jerusalem had ruled over parts of the Levant, established after the First Crusade in 1099. But the tide was turning. Saladin, the Kurdish Sultan of Egypt and Syria, had united the Muslim world with a vision: to reclaim Jerusalem. The Crusaders, under King Guy of Lusignan, controlled key fortresses, but were plagued by internal divisions and reckless leaders, none more infamous than Reynald of Chatillon, a man whose brutal raids against Muslim caravans provoked Saladin's wrath. The spark, Reynald's fatal mistake. In 1186, Reynald attacked a Muslim caravan traveling to Mecca, violating a truce and capturing Muslim pilgrims. Saladin sent envoys demanding their release. Reynald mocked them, vowing to kill the Prophet Muhammad himself if need be. Saladin had heard enough. The Sultan declared jihad. He began amassing a massive army, determined to destroy the Crusader forces once and for all. The Crusaders' fatal decision? In July 1187, Saladin besieged the city of Tiberias. Knowing its ruler was Countess Escavoy of Raymond of Tripoli, a powerful Crusader lord, King Guy convened a war council. Raymond advised caution, urging to stay put and defend from strongholds. But pride and pressure from hawks like Reynald swayed the decision. The Crusader army, numbering around 20,000, including the elite Knights Templar and Hospitallers, marched out into Saladin's trap, the Death March to Hattin. Saladin's strategy was masterful, controlled the water sources and used scorched earth tactics. The Crusaders, clad in heavy armor, struggled under the merciless sun. By July 3rd, they reached the horns of Hattin II rocky hills near an extinct volcano. But they were exhausted, dehydrated, and encircled. The night of terror that night, Saladin's forces harassed the Crusaders relentlessly. Arrows rained down. Fires were lit around the Crusader camp, filling the air with smoke, suffocating their sleep. The Battle of Hattin, July 4th, 1187. At dawn, the final assault began. The Crusaders, desperate for water, formed up for battle. Saladin's army, composed of light cavalry, archers, and disciplined infantry, outmaneuvered them with precision. The Crusader knights attempted charges, but were repelled by withering volleys of arrows. King Guy's army, trapped on the hills, began to collapse. Saladin's forces encircled them tighter. The heat, the smoke, and the lack of water turned the battlefield into a furnace of death. The collapse and surrender. By midday, the Crusader army was shattered. Knights abandoned their positions. Reynald of Chatillon and King Guy were captured. The true cross, the most sacred Christian relic, was seized. In a moment that would be immortalized, Saladin offered King Guy water. But when Reynald reached for it, Saladin struck him down with his sword, personally executing his sworn enemy.
The victory at Hattin
was total. Over 15,000 Crusaders were killed or captured. The once invincible Crusader military might lay in ruins. Within months, Saladin's forces swept across the Levant, recapturing Acre, Beirut, Nablus, and ultimately, Jerusalem itself. But Saladin's mercy became legendary. Unlike the First Crusaders' brutal massacre in 1099, Saladin spared the lives of Jerusalem's inhabitants, ransoming many and allowing a peaceful exodus. The Battle of Hattin marked the turning point in the Crusades. It shattered the myth of Crusader invincibility and elevated Saladin to legendary status in both the Muslim and Christian worlds. Though the Third Crusade, led by Richard the Lionheart, would attempt to reclaim lost ground, the Crusader kingdom of Jerusalem would never fully recover. Saladin's victory at Hattin was not just a military triumph, it was a symbol of unity, strategy, and chivalry that echoed through history. In the scorching heat of Hattin, beneath the banners of Islam, a sultan reshaped the destiny of an entire region, proving that sometimes brilliance and patience can conquer empires. Like, comment, and subscribe for more legendary battles.